Discover Prolon, the groundbreaking 5-day program that helps you lose weight while supporting healthy aging and cellular rejuvenation.
Hello, everybody. Long time no see. School and work has been crazy, and I think this is the first month I'm going to actually have time to be able to sneak a stream in here and there. So we're not continuing Halo right now, unfortunately, but that will come in the future. But for right now, let's unwind and make a video game. And you know what? Let's move our chat box just a little bit higher. There we go. Just a little higher. Okay, so let me go ahead into the stream real quick and make sure that this is capturing Unreal perfectly fine, like smoothly. Okay, yes it is. All right. So, this is what I have so far. I have the character controller. I can move around, jump, you can crouch and sprint. And when you sprint and then crouch, you do a slide. That one probably might not stay, I'm not sure. I don't have anything for any kind of interaction yet, but that's kind of what I'm hoping to work on today. So let's go ahead, and what I want to do is I want to be able to shoot out a cast to be able to see what I'm playing with. So let's go ahead, and I believe this is in my blueprints. Yep. So open up my character controller, and this is all of my flashlight code right here. So I forgot to mention I also have a flashlight that I can tick on and off, and that is all handled by the input action of flashlight. We're going to see is flashlight on. If it's not on, we are going to turn it on and set the visibility to on and print a string saying, hey, it's on. If it's not already on, we're going to turn it off. Or sorry, if it is already on, we're going to turn it off, set its new visibility, and print a string. Basically letting me know whether or not it's working. But it's working, so I'm happy with that. So, what inputs do I have here? Flashlight, inspect, interact. Interact, that's what I'm looking for. So, IA interact. I'm going to give us some nice space here. Give us all kinds of space. And actually, I'm clipping just a little bit, so I'm going to turn this down. There we go. All right, so when it is started, do I want to use a sphere trace or a line trace? I'm going to have a reticle. I'm going to have a crosshair. But I feel like if I do a sphere trace and make it just skinny, it'll work out better. So we're gonna do a sphere trace by channel. And I'm gonna set the duration on. So the radius right off the bat, I think a 10 radius is gonna work out good. With vector I's point of view. That'll be our location right there. And I gotta do some funky math here. And I think get rotation x vector. That's exactly what I want. actually going to shove a reroute into this just to try to make it look a little cleaner. Just to try to make it look as clean as I can get it. We'll do that. And this right here needs to be float. And I think 200 is good. I'll straighten that out. There we go. So if we were to play this now, all right, so we're shooting out our cast. Our cast can hit the ground, but actually, because we're hitting that very far away. Let's try like 100, because we can crouch. So that's a lot closer. If I look straight down, I'm not hitting it. All right, I have to be decently close, but when I am crouched, why is it not hitting the floor? Oh, that's still not enough to hit the floor. So let's 120. Let's see where that gets us. So if I crouch, look down and hit, just barely, and that's what we're looking for. Okay. So we have our interact. Whoops. So we have our interact stuff here. I'm gonna okay. So we have that. And now what I want to do is I want to... Hey, Evil Brit. Making games? I've never really made or released a game. I've done a lot of like personal projects over the course of 10-ish years. But I'm currently going to school for game design. So so with that wealth of knowledge, I'm finally like, well, let's see how far I can get into an actual game and see if I can release one. But hey, thanks for stopping by. So let's see here. I like that radius. But I only want to be able to grab things that are interactable, and the way I'm gonna do that is on my interfaces here. And I'm gonna create a blueprint interface. Whoops. Call it BPI interact. Call that function interact. So next I'm gonna break this. And then on our hit actor, I wanna see if it's valid first off. So let's see here. Does implement, there it is. And I'm gonna look for BPI interact. And if it is valid, we're gonna pass a branch through it. So I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, I'll print a string. Actor not valid. BP character. Oh, wait, BP my character. BP my character. IA interact. So if the actor I hit isn't valid, I'll get a warning right there. But now, if it is true, all of my personal projects, they were pretty small. So when I go into a project, I want to try to learn something new. So there was one project where it was like, well, I just want to be able to get a character to move. The next project is, well, I want to work on level design. And then there was one in there where I was really heavily influenced into landscaping. So I learned a lot about landscaping through that project. These are all things that are long and gone. Lost to years of resetting computers, upgrading computers. I think I'm finally in a spot where I can push and see how far I can go with a personal project. If you're looking to make games, your best bet is to learn step by step. Don't rush into it thinking, oh, I'm going to make a huge game. I'm going to be the next BattleBits developer, the next Lethal Company developer. Go into it having fun and expecting to learn. If you go in thinking, oh, well, I know how this is going to work, you're going to get stumped on your first bug and you're going to lose interest. Or at least from personal experience, that's how it goes. So if it is true, I'm going to send the interact message. If it's false, I'm going to print another string. Oh, and I have to pass the target into there. Yeah, no one else is going to read this. That actually sounds like a better way to learn, to be honest. I'm doing game design courses right now, and I keep finding myself trying to do too much. Doing too much is a double-edged sword, because while you feel like garbage, you're like, oh man, I can't believe I failed that. You now also know what you need to work on, and you can start looking into breaking it down into smaller pieces and figuring out what you failed at, how can I learn from it, what can I learn to better set myself up next time? And then you're going to go into it and it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again until finally all the stars align, all the knowledge connects. What made me pick Unreal really is my coursework right now. So for school, we're learning in Unreal, so it's just the one I have at my fingertips. Um, I did tinker with Unity for a while, but the workflow I didn't really like. Um, Along with the recent controversy, I kind of steer away from Unity. But it's definitely, school's taught me more in Unreal. I'm probably going to end up using Unreal. But I have also tinkered with Unity. Unity's good if you want to learn how to code. Blueprints are awesome for Unreal. C++ is awesome for Unreal. If you're looking for more of a put together language and you want to just focus on scripting, I would recommend Unity for C#. Godot, if you're not looking for the powerhouse that is Unreal and you want to steer clear of Unity, go Godot. GDScript is really easy to get behind. It's more, I describe it as more of a hobby engine, but that doesn't mean you can't do what you want with it. So let's see, that should be all I need to get my interact working. So let's see. Actor does not implement BPI. Actor is not valid. Does not. Okay. So I'm gonna send the message and then I'm gonna print a string off of here. Move this up. So the current course I'm going through is the Bachelor's in Game Design through Full Sail University. I really enjoy it. It's definitely challenging, especially going online. But I do not think I would have been able to have the nerves to dive into a full game without what I've learned so far. I still have a year to go in my degree. But what I've learned there is things I don't think I would have ever picked up on from YouTube, or at least not for a very long time. It was definitely, I'm a really cocky guy. So when I went into it, I was like, well, they're not going to teach me anything I don't already know. And wow, was I wrong. I need to blueprint that. actually has that in there. So interactables. Let's do bedside drawer. Let's do bedside drawers. The only thing I can think of that I dislike about Full Sail is how fast-paced it can be. That's one of the things they market, is it is an accelerated program, so you're getting 4 years of knowledge shoved into your head at 2 years. And there's just a few courses I've had where it seems like there's not a whole lot of time to get what you need done. So it's a lot of extra stress, especially juggling work and trying to juggle a social life. It can be hard and a nightmare sometimes. Let's see, static mesh. There should be a drawer in here somewhere. Bed drawer, there it is. I'm gonna bring some shelves into it. Oops. There we go. Is that perfectly on? It is. So if I go up to it, not hitting it. Oh. Interesting, okay. So when I crouch, it's not tied to the camera. That's because I got the... Can I just do this? No, I can't. So we're gonna change that up. So we're gonna go from our camera. We're gonna get world location. Plug that in, and that should still work for the starting point. Now I need to get right vector. I do fear going into uni that the workload may be a bit too much. I was worried about that, but it really does come down to your passion. If you are extremely passionate about it, you'll have that drive. If you go in for something you're not gonna like, which is probably your prereqs, that's gonna be the hardest part. But I am blown away with how much a little bit of drive, or like, this is what I want to do, I gotta get through this, helps. So I got the world location, I got the right vector. Okay, so now it's shooting to the right. Oh, you know what it is? I don't want the right vector, I want the forward vector. There we go. See, so and if I crouch, okay, there we go. So it's working now. And then if I crouch, it's still right out of my head. Okay. So that works. So I should still get an error on this. Does not implement BPI interact. Let's change that. Let's slap that in there. So now, actor message pass to hit actor. Awesome. So I got that to work. But now that I got that to work, what do I want to do? I want to make sure the player knows that they can hit it. So I think that's handled in the, that'll be handled through a HUD. There's our character, game mode, controller. I don't have a HUD. So let's go in here. Let's create a new HUD. It's gonna go into blueprints.
An evil Brit joined the degenerates.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Well, you have yourself a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Again, I plan on getting more of these out, but balancing a stream, uni, personal life, and work is a bit... This is one of those nice things I get to throw in every now and then. But hey, thanks for the encouragement. Have a good one. So let's see. So we have our HUD. Compile. Our new BP HUD is in there. Widget. Let's see, in our HUD, gonna create the widgets. Gonna add it to the viewport. Let's promote that. We're gonna call this HUD widget. Call it HUD widget. Pass everything into here. Compile. So I have a copy to the HUD widget. If I play this, there is our little HUD. Now then, I want this to be hidden, but I want it to display when we have this hovering. When we're hovering over this. So I think I have to bind that to so that's going to be in the character again. I don't want to do it every tick. Are there any inputs for this? Activated, physics volume changed. Is there anything in the character movement for this? Just activated. I wonder if it would actually be smarter to do it this way. So on our camera, I'm going to add an arrow. I call it hit. $120, is that how far I shot that ray out? No, I just shot it out 100. So 100. So compile. And I shouldn't see that. It's hidden in game. So if I play it, I gotta really bring that size down. So that's 0.001. Oh wait, no, that's not the right one. Oh, it made it shorter. That's not what I want. So we'll do this and hit begin overlap. That's what I'm looking for. So on component begin overlap. And I think I should be able to just copy all of this. We have our other actor right here. Is there a break for that? No, there isn't. Let's move that down. We'll line everything up nice like that. Does the target actor implement that? So compile. So it's hidden in game. So I almost wonder if I should use a box collider instead. Let's see, view hit trigger. Let's see if I can get this guy scaled just right. We'll get rid of the arrow. And we have this guy here. Compile. And on component begin overlap. Just a little bit. Whoops. So other actor. Compile, play. Message passed to hit actor. Okay. So that's what we want. That's what's awesome and working. Here, and I'll show you. So the box doesn't interact with anything, but the second it interacts with this table here, it's just shooting out a ton of stuff. So we know it works. Implements. So it's valid and implements it. I'll go ahead and I'm gonna do this. So if it implements it, we don't need it to do that. We don't need that. So we're just checking to see if it's valid and if it implements it. If it does implement it, what we need to do is get player, whoops, player controller, get HUD. Then we're going to get HUD. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I gotta do here. On the begin play, we are going to get player controller, get HUD, cast a BP HUD. Cast a BP HUD. We're gonna save that as our HUD. Oops. All right, and now with our HUD, we're going to get HUD widget. Or, you know what? I'm gonna do this. So it does have it. Is hovered. I'm gonna create a new boolean called is hovered. And if it's true, we're gonna set that to true. If not, we're gonna just keep it false. Just gonna keep it false, but on actor end overlap, we are going to just set is hovered to false. Chewy says I'm doing a good job, huh? Tell him I said hello and that I miss him. So now I should be able to go into our HUD. That sounds about right for him. No, I don't want to bind it that way. Remove the binding file. What I want to do is I want to I think he's telling you it's time to get up. So get the player controller. Just to BP. Oops. How do we do this? Cast to BP underscore my character. Get player pawn? Yeah, that's it. About to give themselves treats. There you go. I knew you'd fix it. So now I should be able to why am I not getting any kind of binding with that? I have my character. It's in a variable. So there it gives it to me. You sent me a photo of him. You need to brush him, his fur's all messed up. Hey Dom, how you doing today? I'm doing good. So I think I'm gonna end up, just for right now, I'm gonna do this in a very not good way. Select. My character I'm gonna get is hovered. And this isn't the smartest way to do it because it's gonna go every tick, so 60 times a second. So let's see. If it is hovered, we're gonna make it visible. If it is not hovered, we're gonna hide it. Let's see what that did for us. So I don't have the big square in my face. Not when I go up against walls, doors, or this bed. But the second I do this over our bedside table, it's working, but not over here. What is the collision on this thing look like? That's some really weird collision, I'm not gonna lie. There's our visibility collision, there's our player collision. I'll worry about that later. It works, that's all I care about. Auto mod, uh-oh. What auto mod do you? There we go. Existed. My music has stopped playing. Here we go. That should fix it. See, but what I want to get working is I want it to do that nice smooth fade in. So how would I handle that? Unless I take all of this and I slap a do once in here. So what does that do? So now it's not doing it at all, which isn't optimal. I should still be hitting it. Let's start it closed. No, that doesn't fix it. Huh. Ba. Look at games these days. Ain't that the truth? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. So with that not in there, it works. It works decently good. I want it to fade in, so I'm gonna have to make... So I don't think binding's the way to do it. So let's just remove that binding altogether. And what I am going to do is just get rid of the crosshair altogether. Okay. Just get rid of the crosshair altogether. And this is what I am going to do. I'm going to create a separate widget for the crosshair. And that is going to be... It's going to be the canvas panel with the same image right there in the middle. I'm going to actually give that a name. Crosshair. Slap that in the middle, make it 30-30. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create animation display. I create a track for the crosshair. Render opacity, there we go. So I want it to fade in. Let's make it take half a second. Yeah, that looks about right. We'll make another animation, hide. And we gotta do it for the crosshair. Render opacity starting at 1. And we'll make this take a little bit longer to hide, so we'll make it a whole extra second longer. There we go. Compile. Okay, so we're going to play an animation. We're going to select. And no, that's not how we do it. Oh, that's the target, duh. In animation, select. Okay, so we have our display and hides. Yes, I know you're gonna have an error. So I'm actually going to slap all of this down here. Event construct. We need to cast my character. Get player pawn. Plug that into there. So we get our player pawn. Promote this to a variable. My character. Then we'll use a custom event. Player. Crosshair. Viz. We'll slap that right there. We'll take this guy. Yes, I'm aware we have an issue with you. Get is hovered. The exact reason you can't do things like this, like the backtracking and the thinking, and every step you go, there's a better way to do it. Already melting. Well, like I was telling the guy earlier, it takes a lot of failed attempts to be able to get comfortable enough to think that, yeah, I can probably make a game at this point. Because I've been doing little micro projects, learning things here, things there for almost 10. Let's see, I started when I was 12. 11 or 12. So no, I'm looking at 11 or 12 years altogether. I've been tinkering with this stuff. Oh, God. So it is hovered, that'll plug into there. So if it is hovered, we're going to display. If it's not hovered, we're gonna hide. That should get rid of that error. There we go. Try to pack this all a little bit nicer. Much rather play the finished project. That's fair. That's very fair. So let's see here. So I think that's going to be handled inside of the HUD. If it ever finishes. Well, there's really no such thing as a finished game anymore. Unless it's coming from a solo dev and he's ready to put AAA studios to shame. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna do a custom event show crosshair viz. Whoops, did it again. There we go. So crosshair viz, and that needs a is hovered. And if it is hovered, we're gonna go ahead to the crosshair widget. I think that's called just the exact same thing, and we're just going to pass this through. So we're doing some juggling stuff with this, but I think it'll work out better. So for my character, and then what we're going to do is we're going to find our HUD. We're going to do that crosshair viz. Can I plug these two in because they're the same thing? No, I can't. But I can do this. Yeah, only one way to find out. Just duplicate that. Shove it over here. All right, moment of truth. Did I break anything? I broke something somewhere. Everything, yeah. See, so his hover is if is hover is set that way. Oh, I know what I did wrong. So I'm gonna save this for later. I'm gonna get a branch in here. So if it is hovered, we're going to take our crosshair, add it to the viewport. We're not showing it, duh. We're gonna add it to the viewport. Then we're gonna pass is hovered into it. And then, well, this is all gonna be a huge jumbled up mess. So let's move this down here. We're gonna plug this in a different way. I'm gonna sneak that guy down there. Make that. So many steps to show a crosshair. Oh my gosh. It looks like a lot, but compared to typing out actual script languages, especially in C++, I would gladly take blueprints any day. But then again, I don't know C++ all that well. All right, but if it's false, we're going to... I should probably promote that to a variable. Yeah, I'll promote that to a variable. Now, down the road, when I learn C++, I might prefer it more. I don't know. But as of right now, once you learn how to read this stuff, I love this so much more than C#. All right, so crosshair viz. Then I'm going to delay. I think it was like a 1.5 seconds. And then I'm going to remove from parent. And actually, I think. Oh, good lord, I thought Unreal froze. 5.3 loves to freeze for some reason. Alright. And then I gotta plug the is hovered stuff into here. Pile. Now I gotta sneak it into here. I think I'll just do the cheap way of that. All right, so let's see if it works or if it's broken. Oh, it's displaying. Let's go. No, it didn't freeze, it just hiccuped. Okay, so now let's try breaking it. What happens if I shoot between multiple assets at the same time? Yeah, there it is. There's the break. Okay. So I have to bug fix this now. So when we're transitioning, so I think if I took that delay out of there, that might. Okay. So if I don't remove it from the parent, and I'll do that in the actual widget itself. All right, so it's enjoying doing this flashing thing. So I have the animations here. I have this. So let's see, if we're playing an animation. No. No. Twitch is, because even on Skystream, I can be watching it and it'll just say player quit with a big red box. It's been getting more frequent. Five in a row, good grief. I don't know if I've had it that bad yet. See, but now it's flashing it. So it's solid here. Is it something in here? Could it be this? Plays. No, it's still flashing. Okay, so huh. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to the old way. I'm not gonna worry about the animations. And our HUD here. I don't need anything about the HUD. But I will go into the crosshair. We have my character. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my crosshair, visible. I'm just gonna create a binding. Name that crosshair viz. I'm just gonna do it the old way again. Select, whoops. Select. I'm gonna get my character is hovered. Plug that in. If it's true, it'll be visible. If it's false, it'll be hidden. And on our HUD, I'm going to just make the crosshair visible. Add to viewport. Oops, I did that backwards. Add it to the viewport. If I go back in here, everything should be fixed. No, it's still doing the... Oh. It's still doing that flashing thing. Why is it still doing that flashing thing? What if I just ignore this altogether? Now it's flashing there. Oh, what in the world am I doing here? It worked and now it doesn't work. Gotta rest my character. I got this. It might just be the prop, but actually, I think this is a good stopping point for a break. So I will be right back, y'all. Okay, I'm back. So let's see where we at on the stream. Hour and 28 minutes. Ah! There, so we'll just set that to yellow for a bug issue. All right, so before we dive into that rabbit hole and we get stuck trying to fix this and spend the whole stream worrying about a single bug, let's see what else. Ooh. What else does a character need to do? Let's get a door made. Yeah, let's get a door made. Blueprints. Let me just rename this to doors. Oh, it's not gonna let me because I have... Yeah, save it. So I have that there. So that should... No, it's not letting me delete it. Oh wait, there it goes. Okay, so doors. VP... Door rotating. Door rotating. Let's go back to the apartment and make sure that we got everything here. So doors rotating, so I'm gonna get rid of the character, hide these tabs. And I want to use this frame. So let's be sure to get that frame in there. Cyber's just so slightly hovering over it. 122, yeah. We'll just go 120. Let's call that the frame. Now let's get an actual door. What if I don't want that to be? There we go. Now we have our actual door. This needs to be rotated 90. Then moved to fit. Okay. But now we need an actual door. Now, is that the pivot point? Yes, it is. All right. So that's actually really nice for us. So I'm gonna go back into our apartment here. Delete that. Slap a door rotating into here. Try to get this as lined up as I can. All right. So in theory, door shouldn't do anything. Nope. Okay. So let's be sure to add our interact interface. And we should see our crosshair pop up on it. You see it pop up on the frame, not the door. Wait, now we do. You know what? I have an idea actually, but we're not gonna do it today. I opened the docs. There we go. Use line trace. We'll do that later. So we'll do that at some other point. We're gonna use a line trace instead of trying to hard code it with a box. Okay. Let's just make sure the door is actually getting its connections. So door, use door, excuse me. So now, use door. There we go. Interact, message pass to hit actor, use door. Let's just try to break it. Okay, so what does a door need? A door needs to know if it's ajar or not. So, is open. So is open. And if it is open, door parts, yes. So let's get a branch in here. And this is gonna be a little weird, but we're gonna do a not Boolean. Plug that into there. So let's see. So if the door is not open, we're going to set it open. And if it is open, we're going to set it to not open. And then we're going to print string, open door. Close door. So we should see it say open door. All right, so that's exactly what we want. And we also want to see it say close door on the second. Open door, close door, open door, close door, open door, close door. All right. So we're checking to see if it's open or closed. That works. And now it's time for a timeline. Open door. So play, and then we're gonna reverse it if it's closed. Excuse me. So I'm gonna add a float track. Call it alpha. We're gonna add some keyframes here. 1 and 1. We're gonna make it 1 second. I want this to be a little smoother, so we'll set it to a Bezier. Okay, so we now have access to our door. Set local. Set relative rotation. There we go. Update. Excuse me. We're going to linearly interpolate between our rotators. Pile. So start rot, and needs to be a rotator. Compile, then we have our target rotator right there. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add a arrow into here. I'm going to call this target. Door. I'm going to copy its location, paste it in, I'll move it 120 units up. Bring the length like 40. So compile, so I should see an arrow on that door, which I do. See, but that's negative 90 and that's 90. I don't like the way that is. Unless I just divide it by 1. I think that's how that works, right? So negative 90 divided by negative 1. Oh, wait. So negative 90 divided by we know it's multiplied it. Yeah, so I need to multiply it by a negative number. Okay. Okay, so we're going to set our start rotation. Based on our door, get relative rotation. Just like that. So we have our door set, and then we're going to set our target rotation based on our target, get relative rotation. And we're going to multiply negative 1. Plug that into there. Compile. And we're going to lerp between our start and our target, with the alpha being this guy from our timeline. So now why is that not working now? What am I missing? What am I missing? Let's print this string. Have it print out like a yellowish color. This for 10 seconds. Compile, play. 590. Oh, you know what? Guess what help if I actually rotate it? So I want it to rotate out by 90 degrees. Save. Okay, so that's backwards. Okay, so it's going backwards. So do I not need to do that weird math? No, it's still doing it. Still going the opposite way. Why is it still going the opposite way? I want to set rotation. Set rotation. Set world rotation? Is that what I want? Update. This going in there. Compile. So it's still moving this way, which isn't what I want, but if I multiply that by -1, still doing it. Why is it still doing it? Because I want get world rotation. Get world rotation. Plug that into there. Whoops. Still going the wrong way. What if I set the target to that? How broken is that going to be? Not broken at all. So what happens if I don't do that weird math? Whoa. I don't think that's how doors are supposed to work. Okay, so multiplying it by that negative is definitely helpful. It's just inverted. Because now it should work without any real issue. What if I actually scale this to -1 then? And then do this. So it's facing the right direction now. It's moving the right direction. What happens if we make it just a little bit further? And then it's not going to go all the way. then if I do something weird like that, it's going to do this monstrosity. So I almost wonder if it is worthwhile changing that target out for just another duplicate of this guy. Copy. Oh, and now I have errors. That is because I need to bring target into here. That fixed everything, that's weird. I have a target here, let's rotate him out 90. And that's doing that weird flippy stuff, but since this is an exact carbon copy of this door, I don't think I need to do any of that weird math. It doesn't look like I do. Let's go ahead and make the target like... Let's bring the target out here. It's gonna do that. Okay. Am I colliding with this? I am. Let's go ahead and just set this back to relative and see what that gives us. Going to set relative rotation. Lerp between these guys. Compile. Play. There we go. Now it's working the way I want it to. Okay. So let's go into our target here. I'm gonna first hide that door. I'm gonna go to the target here. If we'll come down here, we gotta make that guy visible. Compile. So the target here will be hidden in game. And this guy has no collision, and no, the player can. And no, I don't want any overlapping events. So that was our door, so I should be able to select our target, set the rotation to anything I want. Which looks like that works. So target. So let's just do 180 and see if that's gonna. Okay. So we have our door right there working. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate that guy over here. And I'm gonna set our target here to just kind of go in just a little bit. Just enough to where we can look in, but not actually see it. And I'm gonna create an is locked boolean. Compile, and I'm actually gonna make that one visible. So it is locked. This one should be locked. We'll get that in a second. So on our interact here, I'm gonna create a new branch. If it is locked, or better yet, probably smart to use a not boolean here. Keep everything clean and similar. All right, so if it is not locked, we're gonna do this. If it is locked, we're gonna do something else, but that'll be for later. So for the last little bit here before we run over our 2 hours, let's create triggers. BP underscore trigger once, or BP underscore trigger overlap. This guy is going to just get a box collider. It's going to be 10, 10, 10. Pilot. And we're going to drag that guy in. Select our box here. I think, what is it, like 200? No, much bigger than 200. $250. All right. Well, either way, the player is not missing this collider. We're gonna scale it up by like 100, and I don't even think if they jump, they'll miss this. I don't even think if they jump, they'll miss this. Okay, so let's go ahead and target actors. target actors, and this is going to be just an actor. And we're gonna save this in an array, and we're gonna make that visible. So if we select our trigger here, we have our target actors. I'll pick our door rotating. Okay, so on our box here, event begin overlap, compile. And what we want to do is get our actors, then we're going to do a for each loop. Yay, loops. Yay, loops. Okay, so going through this, what we're going to do is on our loop body, we are going to check to see if it implements the interface. Implements interface, there we go. So does it implement the interface? Which means we're gonna have to do a branch. Does it implement the interface? If it does, interact, we're gonna shoot out an interact message. If not, it will fail silently. Let's see, so we have our door rotating right there. So I should be able to why? So taking our target actors. Wait, if it's selecting this guy. I think on this. BP my character. If it is the BP my character, then we're going to continue into our loop. It's set to locked, but locked doesn't really mean anything right now. It's still not doing it. So I'm missing something in here. Oh! Yeah, we should probably do that, shouldn't we? Make sure we're calling the right interact. There it goes. But now will it still work if it's locked? It won't do it if it's locked. Okay. So I'm gonna just ignore the lock stuff for right now. If it's locked, it's whatever. See, but now it's broken again. Pile that. Pile that. Does this still have the... It does still have the door rotating. We shoot the interact. We have the BPI interface. We shoot the interact. There it goes. Now it works. Huh. That's weird. Oh, is it because my... Let's do that. Oh, that's not why. I have to jump through it. Why do I have to jump through it? Huh. Alright, well that's weird. Well, that should be the end of this stream. We made it a full 2 hours. So anyway, thank you for anyone who made it through, or made it in, said hi. And other than that, I hope everyone has a fantastic evening and a good night.